let's start exercising calculators with this problem here with some sig fig problems. The first one reads, perform the following calculation and round your answer to the correct number of significant figures and units. Okay, so this is all multiplication problems, and in multiplication operations and in division operations, but not adding and subtracting, we reduce the answer to match the term with the fewest number of significant figures. We have 3 here, we have 4 here, and we have 2 here, so our answer will have 2. And it's millimeters times millimeters times millimeters, so the answer will be in millimeters cubed. If it was just millimeters times millimeters, that'd be millimeters squared, of course. So we will begin by typing in the first term, 3.0 times 10 to the 6th. Since the order of operations doesn't matter in multiplication, it does in division and subtraction, but not in addition or multiplication. We'll just type 3.0, and to find how to write the exponent, you don't type times and then go 10 and then to the 6. You use this key right here, and there is a difference because of the way it does them in order. So let's just hit this key here, and it says 10 to the, and then you just put your number in here, which is going to be 6. Now at this point, it's important to not be up here in the superscript anymore, or you'll have to arrow back to get over it. But we're going to go to the end here, and we're going to arrow forward 1. So you have to go forward or right arrow to get back to the main multiplication line. And we'll type times, which comes up as an asterisk, even though the symbol is an X here, it comes up an asterisk. Then we'll type 8.293 again times 10 to the, and then we there, and then we right arrow, hit this guy, and then we go 5.05 times 10 to the, and then we put fourth. Now it's important we go down again, and that's the whole thing. We just enter. Now the answer will only have 2 significant figures, so that's up to us to reduce it to 2, which will be 1, 2. So it's, and this is a 5. Strictly, 5 should go to the nearest even number, so this should be 1.2 times 10 to the 14th, because most of you are used to rounding 5s up, but that hyperinflates all data everywhere. And in many cases, they teach you to do that. It's incorrect because that splits the odds of artificially rounding stuff high and low. So we're going to type, the answer will be 1.2 times 10 to the 14th, which makes sense. So that's our answer. Let's try one more. This one has 2 operations. There's an addition and a division. And order of operations does matter for division, but not for addition. Let's start with the first part. This is an addition operation. We have 5.3940 plus 3.00 kilograms. So the answer will just be in kilograms. They're not multiplied, so it's just kilograms. Now in addition and subtraction operations, we keep the same number of decimal places as the term with the fewest decimal places, not total number of significant figures. It's different. So we will type 5.3940. We will add 3.00, and we will enter that number there. We have 8.394. Now, we could only report this as with 2 decimal places. So the answer must be, we round here, 8.39. So that's a little different, right? We don't have a thing in here, a mode in this particular calculator which has scientific notation in it. So we don't, we can't like limit it to just 2 significant figures. We're just going to have to know that this top one, 2 decimal places. This one has 3 total significant figures and 2 decimal places, right? But luckily the bottom one also has 3, so it's not limiting. It's kind of forgiving, but had that been the case, we would run a type. Well, heck, we can just do it ourselves. We don't have to. We can just type 8.39, and I'll just enter it as if it were, that's what the answer were. That's the way to make sure we're tracking the sig figs right. So now the next operation is to divide this number by 3.5 times 10 to the minus 2. And that can be tricky. Here's why it's tricky. If you take this number and divide it by, let's just try it first, 8.39, right? And we're going to say, take the answer divided by, and then we're going to type 3.50 times 10 to the, and then we're going to say -2. And we hit the right arrow to make sure we're not in the superscript. It would be okay in this particular case, but as a habit, we should do that. When we enter it, we get this number, 2.39. 2.39 times 10 to the minus 2. Now, that's wrong. Why is it wrong? Well, because it's doing this. It's taking the answer divided by 3.50 and then multiplying that times 10 to the minus 2, which is not what you wanted to happen. It's an artifact of this particular calculator and this particular notation. Because we know that if we take 8.39 and divide it by a number smaller than 1, it should be a number larger than 8.39. Right, so if you divide something by a half, for instance, it's doubled. So this should be 20 times at least this number. So what should we do? Well, we'll go back up here. I'm going to up arrow to get to that. I'm going to say that divided by, and then I'm going to type. I hope that works. Divided by. I see. You have to enter first, and then I say. Divided by, and now I have to left parenthesis 3.50 times 10 to the -2 right parenthesis, and that's, whoops, I didn't follow my own rule here. I'm going to delete that character, right arrow, right parenthesis, and then hit enter, and now I get a larger number, 2.39 times 239.714 is that one. So very interesting, right? It's a very different number because this is all one number in our. All of this is in the denominator, but if we don't write it this way because it's here, it puts this in the numerator. So let's try it with the Ti-84 calculator. Sorry, I got this free version here. Let's go to clear. Let's type this number here. We're just going to do it from scratch. Different calculator. It has this EE button instead, which keeps that as one term. So we're going to type 5.3940. Actually, can we do it all in one? I'll do it two different ways. Plus 3.00. I'll hit enter, and we get. And look at this. It actually tracked the. Oh no, I have it in fixed 2 mode, so it has 2 decimal places fixed already. How you do that is you go mode, scientific. It's fixed to 2 decimal places here. So if we were to go back and put it to normal and say hit enter as float, you can hit enter and it will, when we escape from this, we'll no longer have that. If I put enter, we'll have the 4th digit because it doesn't say fixed 2 up here anymore. So we'll take this and we'll say, hey, divided by. Now I'm not going to change this in this calculator, another Texas Instruments calculator. I'll say 3.50, and I will say second function double E, and I'll hit -2, and I'll hit enter. Now we do get, see this? We do get this larger number in this case. This is correct because this calculator has this scientific notation function. It knows how to do it. Had we used this 10 to the x, it would be incidentally incorrect. So this answer should have, well, we had the numerator that had 3 significant figures and the denominator which has 3. So the answer should only have 3. So the answer is 240 is the answer in this particular case. But let's try it and see if this thing does it the wrong way. Oh no, let's just try it, see if it gives it everything in one term. We'll go left parenthesis 5.3940 plus 3.00. We'll hit right parenthesis, we'll hit divided by, and then we'll leave this as one term. We'll say 3.50 second function double E -2. This is all of it in one. We'll hit enter, and then yeah, it comes out to be the right answer. How it would do it incorrectly, and just believe me, if you were to take this numerator and divide it and just type 3, well, I'll just show you, why not. We'll take 8.39 divided by, and then we'll say 3.50, and then we'll write second function 10 to the -2 and we enter, and it does come up with the wrong answer. So in other words, it's important how you write your scientific notation. And lastly, I have an emulator of the HP48GX calculator, which is my preferred calculator and the calculator I've had since I bought it for college in 1989, and I still use to this day. So in this particular case, we can still do it. Well, I'll do it in separate operations, but we could do this all in one operation. We type 5.3940, enter. It leaves the 0 off in this case. You'll notice we could make it stay there. 3.00, and I'll just put plus because it's reverse Polish notation, so there's no equal sign on this calculator. So there's 8.394. We remember that's 8.39 for us, and then we type 3.50 double EX, and then we put, instead of pressing minus, remember we push -2, but I'm going to press 2 negative because this is RPN. I'll put it in the stack here, and then I'll push the division key, which always takes the second divided by the first, and we get the same right answer for this problem. And so again, this is how you do exponents here. Let's say that this is 10 to the third, and this was let's say 56.25 times 10 to the sixth, and we want to multiply those. We can multiply them this way. If we want to see what it looks like in scientific notation, we can force that as well in this calculator. If we go into the menu settings, we can force that. But I don't think very many of you have this calculator. If you do, I'm happy to show you how to do it. But you know, I don't think so it's this number format. We say choose. We're going to go to scientific. I might as well just show you. Click OK, and then it says 0 here for the number of decimal places. I'm going to enter 2. And then when we go to OK, it'll gives us to this. It gives us everything is always in exponent scientific notation with the mantissa and the exponent here. So that's how you do those types of problems in 3 different calculators. I hope this helps.